Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Cerritos Property Preservation Commission's meeting for November. Today's November 27th, 26th, 7 p.m. I will now call the meeting to order. Vice Chair Chokshi will lead us with Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Basan?
Yes.
Commissioner Gentalumo? Commissioner Spitzer? Vice Chair Chokshi?
Here.
Chairperson Young?
Here. I will now call this time will be open for public comments. Anyone who's here for items that is not on the meeting agenda tonight may come up and speak for 3 minutes. I believe you're on the agenda.
Well, I have another comment as well.
Oh, okay, sure.
This is not on the agenda, but I didn't plan on speaking about this evening, so I don't have the paperwork. But I have a property here in Cerritos and this is regarding the citations, or not citations, but notices for violation of non-compliance with the upkeep of the lawn in the front yard, where you would see bare dirt. What I'd like to say is that there's a tree that I petitioned to remove it back in 2021, which is about 3 years ago. And 3 weeks ago, I came and followed up on that, and nothing has happened since then. But the tree has uprooted the irrigation system. It has uprooted the sidewalk, where the public sidewalk, as well as the cement on the property itself. So my concern is anything going to be done about my petition to remove the tree?
Yes, thank you. Before one of our staff addresses your question, may I have your name, please?
Oh, sorry, Charles Limon.
Yes, we do have an answer for you.
I will have to look back and check with your property and see where they are on the replacement.
Okay,
And so the process would be that you'd file an application to have the tree removed, and then the arborist from the city would go out and inspect the tree to see whether it's damaged or needs to be removed. And if it's deemed to be a healthy tree, you could always appeal that decision to the Property Preservation Commission here, and then they can hear the case as well. And as a homeowner, you also have the option to remove it yourself, but that
but
expense
isn't
would be
this
yours.
tree a public tree, so we're not supposed to remove that? Is that the case?
Are you talking about the tree on the parkway?
It's on the sidewalk, closest to the road.
Yes, so that would be a parkway tree. So that
Okay.
is a city tree.
Yes.
So like I say, the first thing would be to file an application, have it removed, and then we'll send the arborist out to take a look at it, see what type of condition it's in. Some trees are, very large and causing a lot of damage, or are not healthy trees. They are a public hazard. But if it's deemed to be a healthy tree, again, you could file an appeal to the city's decision, and that appeal would come to the Property Preservation Commission or this board right here, and then they would hear the matter.
Just to reiterate, I did file that claim. It's been 3 years now. I don't think the tree is unhealthy. I think it's very, very healthy and very large. So does that mean that it will not be removed?
Did you say it was 3 years?
3 years. 2021 was the file.
That seems excessive. So
I do have the paperwork for it, and I
Yeah.
did show the original
I'll
document.
look into it and see what the status is, and we'll get in touch with you tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. If there's anyone else here to discuss any items that is not on the meeting agenda tonight, please come up. If there isn't anyone else, then I will close the public comments session.
I don't know. I got a notice. Hey, how you doing, sir? I got a notice to show up. Is this on the agenda or not?
Yes, it's on the agenda. Okay.
Do you want me to approach or shall I?
Yeah, we'll call your item in a minute. Thank you. I'll close public comment session. Next item is to approve the meeting minutes of last month.
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call vote.
I don't think so.
No, it's not moving.
It's not moving.
Okay. Commissioner Vasan,
Yes.
Commissioner Gentalumo,
Yes.
Commissioner Spitzer, Vice Chair Chokshi,
Yes.
Chairperson Young.
Aye.
The motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. Before we move on to public hearings tonight, we have a short presentation by the staff, Public Safety Manager, Mr. Evans.
Yes, Madam Chairperson. Before you on the screen there is a couple examples of homes that are in compliance with all the city's municipal codes. We always like to show examples of homes that meet all the compliance and then show the homes that we're actually going to be discussing this evening. So here's an example of a well-maintained Cerritos home. Here's another example of a well-maintained Cerritos home. This evening, we will be presenting cases to you that involve individuals who have not put up their trash cans, as you can see here by the picture, which causes debris in the gutter. We'll also be talking about lawns that are not being maintained or overgrown, and another lawn that is not being maintained as well. So that will be on the agenda this evening. And with that, we are prepared to proceed when you're ready.
Thank you. All right, well, moving right along to the first item, 6A. Review and consideration of a case sent before the Property Preservation Commission, conditions constituting property nuisance, including trash cans stored in public view as defined in Cerritos Municipal Code Chapter 6.20, exist at the property located on the 19500 block of Jacob Avenue, Cerritos, California. Staff report, please.
Yes, Madam Chairperson, that case will be presented to you by Officer Artema. Kim?
Chair and members of the Commission, on Monday, September 16th, 2024, I observed the trash can still at the curb in front of the property when the trash day in the area was Friday. The same day, notification was left at the property, providing 1 day to abate the violation and advising that the trash cans were blocking the street sweeper. From September 25th through November 5th, 7 additional notices were left at the property or mailed to both the tenant and the property owner, with the additional observations of cobwebs between the 2 trash cans and debris building up in the gutter from not being swept by the street sweeper. The property was posted for public hearing on November 12th. An inspection of the property yesterday revealed no trash cans visible, and there has been no contact from the property owner or tenant. Staff is recommending to adopt a resolution on this property to ensure compliance. This concludes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Officer. If there's anyone here regarding this item, please come up and state your name for the record.
Hi, this is Charles Limon. I'm the property owner. The occupants at that residence are my tenants. First of all, I did bring this up to them. They claim that they are working to correct it, but I have no way of checking on them. So if they're still not in compliance, I would like to ask if they could just pose fines on them like they do when a street sweeper comes in and they see a car and just put a ticket. So could something like that be fine to the tenant where, since they're taking advantage of public services, that should be something that maybe they can be done?
Yes, would you like to address that, Mr. Evans? Would you like to address this question? Whether that could be done or, okay, Officer, sorry.
Yeah, I'll answer that. Thank you. So that's why we're having this hearing tonight. And so if the commission adopts the resolution, that gives us the authority to levy a fine. The city's municipal code allows for the first fine to be $100. then $200, then $500 as if it escalates. So there will be a fine involved if there's non-compliance. But ultimately, again, we're looking for compliance, and this is a pretty simple matter here, just matter of putting up the trash can. So we'd be surprised if they don't comply after this, but if not, then we'd issue them a fine.
I drove by the property this afternoon, and it was clean, and there was no trash cans, and the gutter was clean. Everything looked presentable.
Yeah, they started doing that after the property was posted for public hearing.
Okay.
Okay, we're seeing, okay, sorry.
I was by there just after noon on Sunday, and the trash cans were still out there. Okay, yeah.
They were.
And I have a question: when a fine is imposed, the fine is to the property owner. Is that correct?
In this case, it'd be the renter, because they're the ones that have done the violation.
Okay, so it's not the owner's responsibility to ding the renter, so to speak.
That's correct, but ultimately, they do have final authority. It is their property, they are responsible
Correct.
for it.
Correct.
Generally, the fine would go to the renter of record, because they'll be on the water bill, utilities, those sort of things. But
Oh.
if they don't comply, then yes, we would seek compliance from the owner, because ultimately, it's his property and he needs to maintain it.
Okay, thank.
If I could just add one other thing, and the purpose, even though they did put the trash cans up, the purpose of the resolution would allow staff to forego additional reports and reporting to you for something as simple as trash can, and then be able to impose the fine if the violation occurs again, as opposed to going through this process again.
Any other questions? Does that answer your question, Mr. Lamont?
Yes, it does, but I have a question. Since the fines will be put on the tenant, and if they don't pay, what is the recourse after that?
Well, you'll have to consult an attorney about that, but from my
But
understanding,
what
I
I'm
believe-
asking is, where is the burden of responsibility? Because we're talking here from Celia Spitzer, that there could be responsibility on the homeowner, which if they're the ones who are in violation, and then now we're passing it because we're not leveraging what, they're the ones at fault.
Right, generally, those terms will be included in the lease agreement. And
Yes.
it would state who would be responsible to comply with rules and regulations, and you could consult an attorney about that.
If I may just add one additional thing, if you adopt the resolution, they have 7 days to abate the period. So it's not the fine we seek, it's compliance.
Okay.
So if the resolution is adopted, then the tenants have 7 days to put the trash cans up. Otherwise, they would be fined.
And how will I know that they've already complied, or that if they've been fined, that they've made their payments? How would I know that?
You would not. You would have to ask them. So depending on the type of violation on the property, if it was something like paint and repair, something with landscape, the owner ultimately would be responsible for that. Because this is trash cans and it's at the tenant's responsibility to put them away, they are the ones that would get the fine.
Is there, I'm sorry, is there a way that I could check with the city if there are some kind of records that states that they're in compliance, or that they're not in either way?
You can always give me a call. My number is on all the documents that you received, and I can always update you. Otherwise, you could do a public records request through the city clerk's office.
Okay.
But at this point, if they do get fined, we do offer them an office conference first, give them one last chance, and then the fines would be imposed to the tenants. And if failure to pay would be, then they would get a fine for a late payment through there, and that's all done through the site. All the information is on the site for the tenant.
Okay. I'd just like to follow up, because I am a concerned homeowner, and I do want them to comply, and I don't want this to come back, hitting me when it's really their burden. I don't want to make sure that it gets resolved.
I have a question, because I went by today and it was perfectly clean and clear. Do we proceed with this or drop it?
Yes, this one we're asking based on the history.
Okay.
This is something that can easily be taken care of.
Yeah.
So just because they take care of it right before the meeting doesn't mean they're not going to go right back. They're right
Yeah.
across from a school.
Right.
I think that might have something to do with it. We are asking for the resolution based on the history. Otherwise, I have to leave notices again and bring it back to you.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. And also, as staff will make the recommendation, it is up to us to whether to adopt the resolution or not. So we'll make that decision in our motions. Staff recommendation, please.
Yes, Madam Chair, before you is resolution number PPC 2024-40, a resolution of the Cerritos Property Preservation Commission finding that the property located in the 19,500 block of Jacob Avenue, Cerritos, constitutes a property nuisance as set forth in Chapter 6.20 of the Cerritos Municipal Code and setting forth a 7-day abatement period therein. It would be in order to waive further reading and adopt.
Is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Vasan,
Yes.
Commissioner Gentalumo,
Yes.
Commissioner Spitzer, Vice Chair Chokshi,
Yes.
Chair Young.
Aye.
5-0, the motion passes.
Thank you. I believe there's another homeowner here, so if you will let me know what item that is, would go to that first.
D.
D? Okay. All right. So we'll move on to 6D. All right, review and consideration of a case sent before the Property Preservation Commission. Conditions constituting property nuisance, including a lack of adequate ground cover and a lack of landscape maintenance as defined in Cerritos Municipal Code Chapter 6.20 exist at the property located on the block 12200 block of Viarna Street, Cerritos. Staff report, please.
Yes, Madam Chair, that case will be presented to you by Officer Jerry. No?
Chair and members of the commission, on June 4th, 2024, staff inspected a property at the 12,200 block of Viarna Avenue, observing a lack of adequate ground cover and dead vegetation in the front lawn. A notification was left at the property providing 21 days to remedy the violations. July 15th, 2024, an inspection of the property revealed ground cover, most of which was severely dry or dead, with the front lawn still in need of regular maintenance and no compliance. A second notification was mailed. July 31st, 2024, an inspection of the property revealed no compliance, and a third notification was mailed. On August 8th, the property owner contacted staff via phone call, informing them that they have a pending claim with the City of Cerritos regarding what they consider the city's obligation to restore the private property portion of the front lawn due to what they deem to be defective work after the removal of a parkway tree. Within the same month, staff spoke with an employee of the tree department who stated that they had previously communicated to the property owner that the city is not obligated to improve or restore a private property's lawn. The property owner's claim against the city is still under process. Between the dates of September 3rd and October 25th, 4 more notifications were either mailed or left at the property after inspections revealed no contact or compliance by the property owner. The property was posted for PPC November 12th. An inspection today revealed no compliance as well. This completes my report, and we'll be happy to answer any questions.
All right, any comments or questions from the commissioners? Okay, I'll open the floor for hearing on this matter. If anyone's here on this item, please come up and state your name, please.
And I do apologize. I have stopped up hearing, so I'm struggling to hear what you're saying, but I hope you can hear me okay.
Yes.
So Mr. Jerry did state correctly.
Your name, please, sir?
Comes with contacts. I've been in several.
Your name?
I'm sorry. Apologies. Desmond Banks. I'm the owner of the home.
Thank you.
So as Mr. Jerry stated, we've been in contact. I've reached out a number of times to Mr. Jerry to let him know what the situation is, that I have a pending claim. This happened roughly about a year ago that I submitted the claim. And since then, I've had a number of contacts with not only Chairman Vo and other individuals about my situation. And to Mr. Jerry's point, I did send a note back in June 2024 of the issues and asked that I get an update on my claim. No real response to that matter. I have sent emails throughout the year asking for claims, updates on my claims with no responses, really. It got turned over to, I guess, your claims Team Carlton and Wagner, I believe it is, and a gentleman by the name of Larry, I don't have his name in front of me right now, sent an email over to the construction teams to repair the said damage, and there's been no response from the construction team to repair it. Now, what they did do when they originally damaged it is they came out and tried to repair it, but that did not work. And in these subsequent conversations, they've been non-respondent. So then I sent a couple of emails to Mr. Evans. I'm not sure if Mr. Evans is here. How you doing, Mr. Evans? A couple of no responses as to what the status of my claim is, any research. I came down 2 weeks ago and I saw Mr. Jerry, and I spoke to a Patricia, I believe her last name is, and she said she was going to look in it as well. The reason why I'm giving you this narrative is I've spent a lot of time, a lot of emails, a lot of effort to get my claim resolved, and no one has really responded or tried to resolve the claim. But I keep getting these notices that tend to ignore my claim, but say I'm out of compliance. So I am trying to understand the status of my claim. I know that's not this forum, but what I am trying to understand at this point is, what is it that you can help me with to either get the claim resolved so I can get my property updated to the proper codes, seeking help.
Thank you. Would you like to address his concerns?
Oh, first of all, thank you for coming down here this evening. And you're correct. Anytime you file a claim with City Clerk's office, that is processed and it goes to our insurance carrier, which is Carl Warren.
Correct.
The case has been assigned and reviewed. Has anyone gotten back to you?
He literally got back to me today. Again, this was over a year ago that this occurred. And there's been a number of different engagements with no real response. And the weird thing about it is, if the city did the work, I just assumed that the city would follow through to make sure that the claim was being processed. And that was not the case, and it has not been the case.
Just so I can understand, because I don't have the claim before me, I have not read the claim. And we're talking about your front yard that has basically died. What damage occurred that prevented your lawn from being maintained?
So there's a bigger picture. What I want to do is invest in a lawn to grow it and kind of modify. What I don't want to happen is contractors to come in and try to fix the repair and ultimately mess up the lawn.
What repair is that?
There's a chip when as part of the engineering project, they removed the tree and they replaced all the concrete in front. On my side, they actually chipped the concrete in question.
Are you talking about the curb or the sidewalk?
More towards my house, so it's more adjacent. If you look at the sideways, there's the grass.
You have the street, then you have the curb, then you have a parkway, which is the grass area, then you have a sidewalk,
And then you have my property.
and then you have your property. So
The driveway adjacent to my property closest to the actual walkway.
That I don't understand how, and we can get in a separate discussion here, but
Yeah.
I don't understand how that prevents you from maintaining your front lawn. Is there?
Okay, I don't understand why it's taking a year to file my claim and resolve my claim. So maybe if we can have that conversation, then you'd kind of know. So could you help me understand why it's taking a year to resolve my claim?
Well, that I can't. It gets turned over to Carl Warren, but if we can call and find out where it is in the queue. I mean, the city does not investigate that. We do have agents that do that for Carl Warren, but I can find out what the status is. But for this evening, we're trying to figure out here how your claim would prevent you from maintaining your front lawn. Are you asserting that the water pipes are broken, or
No, I'm not asserting anything like that. I'm asserting that I have a bigger plan to redo my whole front property, and it starts with getting that fixed.
That being the
The
sidewalk?
damage that was caused by the city,
Are you talking about your personal walkway, or are you talking about the sidewalk?
the personal walkway.
Okay. I have not personally taken a look at that, but we can continue on with the discussion as it relates to the front lawn here.
So here's my ask, just to be clear.
I can go by this.
My ask is that whether yourself, the council, take an active approach to figure out how I can get this issue resolved. The second request is to stop getting notices until that issue is resolved, so that I can start working on my property. Again, these are not new notes. I've been sending emails to various people within the city of Cerritos for quite a long time.
I think, from my perspective at least, I don't see how the damage that you're claiming is affecting your ability to maintain the landscape, as Mr. Evans has been asking you. And if that connection was already in the claim, I would understand that maybe we'll have to review the claim to see if that is certain connection or not. I just don't see it from the pictures or the description that you're giving us. So I think that those are two separate issues. The claim about the damage to your walkway should be resolved, but at the same time, we are expecting all of our Cerritos residents to maintain a landscape that is proper to the municipal code here. So as a chairperson, I'm going to move forward to request the staff recommendation and for us to make a motion on this
I'm
matter.
sorry, I cannot hear you. I don't know if, I'm sorry.
Okay, so
That's better.
where did I lose you? Okay, so
Yeah.
not knowing exactly how your claim is connected to your inability to maintain the landscape of your front yard, I'm going to make the decision to request the staff recommendation on this property and for us to make a motion on this matter. And whatever the outcome is, you'll have to comply with that. And at the same time, we will make some effort as the staff to review your claim and see what's going on. That's all we could do.
If I may add, and certainly agree with you, that filing a claim is not the same as filing a stay in a court action, right? So filing a claim, particularly in this case, would have no bearing on maintaining that front lawn. I could see certainly if the city had a chemical spill or something that actually poisoned the dirt and you're no longer able to grow something there and there's a claim. But even then, as with any claim, the homeowner always has the burden of proof, right? So I've gone through this myself with a claim that I filed on behalf of a relative, deals with the same insurance company. The homeowner has the burden of proof. So in this case, in our case, it was a cracked patio. And so we had to prove. And same with this, if you file a claim and make an assertion that the city is responsible, ultimately it's the homeowner that has to prove that the city did the damage and that damage prevents them from doing, repairs. But in this case, it's a front lawn. Even if it was the cement, and I've had a lot of construction, there'd be 1 foot on the other side of the cement that might be impacted, where somebody would have to put a barrier up and then re-pour cement or something, but it certainly wouldn't impact that entire front lawn. So ultimately, sir, that is your front yard, and we do have standards. Claims can take a long period of time, but that would not negate your responsibility of maintaining your home in accordance with the city's municipal code. And ultimately, if your claim is successful and you do spend money to repair your yard, you would be entitled to be rebated to your expenses. Not much different than if a city tree breaks the sidewalk or breaks your walkway or driveway. Ultimately, the homeowners would have to replace the driveway, prove that it was the city's tree that was responsible. Our arborist would come out, they'd take a look. And ultimately, if that was the case, then the city would rebate the homeowner for the price of the repairs. And so same in this case, if your claim is upheld, then you would be rebated for whatever damages that was determined that the city was responsible for. But again, I don't see the nexus between a green lawn and the walkway up there. So
Yeah, I think we're having a couple of different conversations. I would contend that the reason why I haven't repaired that, and I'll say this, is because primarily whatever it takes to repair that issue could have an effect on the lawn and the work around that area. And I've had work done before where they go to repair that and then it messes up my lawn. And so I just want to make sure one thing is taken care of before the other thing is taken care of. So that's where these tie together. The other thing is I guess I'm a little concerned that after a year of working with the city and the lawyers or your claim department that you still feel like this has not been resolved. I thought it was resolved. It's just a matter of why is it taking so long for the construction company to do the repair?
What did you?
I'm not aware that the claim was ruled in your favor.
Right.
So
I'm not
receive-
aware that it was not. That's the problem. It's taken over a year, and I know things take long, but my whole thing is there's a lot of energy around making sure that people take care of their property, but I want the same energy to be directed on helping me resolve my claim.
I will follow up with you tomorrow on the status of the claim. But again, this is an issue about maintaining the front lawn. And without hearing some testimony as to the nexus as to why that can't occur, then filing a civil claim against the city would not abate you from your responsibilities of maintaining your property.
Okay, I mean, I could have that argument. I guess there was one thing that you said that I thought was interesting. I've talked to professionals about the work being done, and they are recommending that the work be done because of the weather and things and the type of grass to be done in the early part of next year. Is there a time frame where you're asking for this to be done?
Let me ask Officer Darnell, how long has this case been going on?
The first notification or notice was given June 4th, 2024, this past summer.
If I'm sure if you bring some kind of quote or an expert's opinion that that lawn should not be
Seeded or
maintained
sod
right
around the
until
side? Yeah.
January, then I'm sure that the city will be reasonable to work with you on that.
Okay.
But in short of that, and also in short of knowing the plan as to this grand scheme of how you're going to redo this whole landscape and how that's being prevented by this damage, again, we are going forward with the staff recommendation and the resolutions that we'll probably adopt in this case. Do you have any other questions, Mr. Banks?
No, I'm sorry. So I follow up with you, Mr. Jury, on that specialist information that you're looking for?
Yes, between me and Mr. Evans.
Okay, I could do that.
Conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
If I'd just like to advise the homeowner that if you plan on doing any significant hardscape or landscape changes to your property, that would require a plan. There is no fee for that, but we want to make sure that whatever plan that you are developing is in compliance with the city's regulations. Sometimes people put minimal drought tolerant materials there or synthetic lawn. And so we want to make sure that
You actually bring up a great
relationships.
question, and I had this question asked to you, Mr. Jerry. At what point do you say vegetation is, because, I mean, I can go down the street and point to lawns that, are not fully green. So at what percentage of vegetation are you looking for?
that's specified in the city's municipal code, and we can speak to you about that.
Yeah,
on
if you
what
could
your plan
reference
is.
that, if there's a percentage.
There is.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Staff recommendation, please. Or any other questions or comments from the commissioners? All right, staff recommendation, please.
Madam Chairperson, before you is resolution number PPC 2024-43, a resolution of the Cerritos Property Preservation Commission finding that the property located in the 12,200 block of Venera Street, Cerritos, constitutes a property nuisance as set forth in Chapter 6.20 of the Cerritos Municipal Code and setting forth a 21-day abatement period therein. It would be in order to waive further reading and adopt. And as mentioned, we'll be working with the homeowner for a resolution, including application of sod or seeding.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt?
Yes.
Is there a second?
Yes, second.
Thank you.
For the vote, Commissioner Vasan,
Yes.
Commissioner Gentilumo,
Yes.
Commissioner Spitzer,
Yes.
Vice Chair Chokshi,
Yes.
Chair Young.
Aye.
5-0, the motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to the next item, going back to 6B. Review and consideration of a case sent before the Property Preservation Commission, conditions constituting property nuisance, including a lack of landscape maintenance and a lack of adequate ground cover as defined in Cerritos Municipal Code Chapter 6.20 exist at the property located on the 13200 block of Abena Place, Cerritos. Staff report, please.
Yes, Madam Chairperson, that case will be presented to you by Officer Lane. Brian?
Chair and members of the commission. On June 5th, 2024, staff inspected a property in the 13200 block of Abana Place, observing weeds and a lack of landscape maintenance on the front yard and the parkways. On the same date, a notification was left at the property advising the violations and providing 7 days to abate the violations. The following information documents the action taken. An inspection on June 19th, 2024 revealed the landscape maintenance improved. An inspection on July 10th, 2024 revealed a lack of landscape maintenance and a lack of ground cover. A second notification was mailed. The letter sent to the water billing customer was returned undeliverable by the post office on July 26, 2024, and was resent. The letter was returned a second time on August 13, 2024. An inspection on August 14, 2024 revealed the landscape maintenance improved. However, the ground cover issues remained. A third notification was left at the property. An inspection on October 2, 2024 revealed no compliance, and a final notification was mailed. An inspection on November 5, 2024 revealed no compliance. On November 12, 2024, the property was posted for PPC. On November 14, 2024, the owner contacted staff and stated she had not been living at the property and has been having issues with the mail getting forwarded correctly. Staff advised her of the PPC process, and she said she would have the gardener reseed the bare areas and maintain the yard on a regular basis. An inspection today revealed the landscape maintenance improved, however, there were still bare areas on the front yard. Staff recommendation on this property is to adopt a resolution to ensure compliance. This completes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions or comments?
Comment.
Yes.
I was by there on Sunday afternoon, and there is a very slight improvement. So hopefully it will get more improvement.
Right. If anyone is here on this item, please come up. Not seeing anyone, I'm going to close public hearing on this item. Staff recommendation, please.
Yes, Madam Chairperson. Before you is resolution number PPC 2024-41, a resolution of the Cerritos Property Preservation Commission finding that the property located in the 13,200 block of Abana Place, Cerritos, constitutes a property nuisance as set forth in Chapter 6.20 of the Cerritos Municipal Code, and setting forth a 21-day abatement period therein. It would be in order to waive further reading and adopt.
Second? Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Vasan.
Yes.
Commissioner Gentilumo.
Yes.
Commissioner Spitzer.
Yes.
Vice Chair Chokshi.
Yes.
Chairperson Young.
Aye.
Okay, 5-0, the motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to 6C. Review and consideration of a case sent before the Property Preservation Commission. Conditions constituting property nuisance, including lack of landscape maintenance and visible weeds as defined in Cerritos Municipal Code, Chapter 6.20 exist at the property located on the 13700 block of Carnaby Street, Cerritos. Staff report, please.
Yes, Madam Chairperson, that case will also be presented to you by Brian Lane. Brian?
Chair and members of the commission. On April 15, 2024, staff inspected a property in the 13700 block of Carnaby Street, observing weeds and a lack of landscape maintenance on the front yard and the parkways. On the same date, a notification was left at the property providing 7 days to abate the violations. The following information documents the action taken. Inspections between April 29, 2024 and August 26, 2024 revealed the landscape maintenance would improve after a notification was sent, however would then return to being in violation shortly thereafter. During this time frame, 3 additional notifications were mailed. An inspection on September 3, 2024 revealed no compliance. Pictures were taken and the property was scheduled for September PPC. Pictures from this inspection were included with the report to show the pattern of the front yard not being maintained regularly. An inspection on September 10, 2024 revealed the landscape maintenance improved and the property was not posted for PPC. An inspection on October 28, 2024 revealed no compliance. A final notification was mailed. An inspection on November 5, 2024 revealed no compliance. An inspection on November 12, 2024 revealed the landscape maintenance was improved. However, due to the history of landscape maintenance only being done after the owner was notified and not on a routine basis, the property was still posted for PPC. On November 20, 2024, the owner met with staff and advised she had hired a new gardener that is going to come on a routine basis and is working on the front lawn. Staff advised her that we were still going to seek a resolution due to the history of the landscape not being maintained on a routine basis. An inspection today revealed the landscape maintenance improved and the front lawn receded. Staff recommendation on this property is to adopt a resolution to ensure that the property is maintained on a routine basis, not only when notices are received. This completes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, officer. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I guess a couple of comments. I was by there again on Sunday, like the other ones, and noticed that the entire front lawn clearly had been removed and looked like the soil had been turned over, like something was going to happen. You say it's been reseeded. It wasn't obvious on Sunday, but I don't know. Also, the parkway still looked really bad. That had not been having the vegetation removed. Has that since been removed?
No, they had trimmed it because it was much. There was much more weeds in there, and it
Oh, I
was
could
much
see-
higher on inspection. But
Right,
yeah, they
I could
haven't
see
removed,
that, but
yeah,
it-
they haven't removed that portion yet.
Okay.
I went by there today, and there was a landscaper there working on the property, and it looked like there was considerable improvement. Those pots were gone,
Oh, the pots were gone, yes.
and
Yeah, we're just asking for a resolution on this because it's one of those things where we send a notice, they take care of it, and then a month later it's back to where we're having to send another.
one of my
notice.
concerns is that tree, the city tree. It looks like it's about ready to fall over.
Any other questions or comments? Staff recommendation, please.
Yes, Madam Chairperson, before you is resolution number PPC 2024-42, a resolution of the Cerritos Property Preservation Commission finding that the property located in the 13,700 block of Carnaby Street, Cerritos, constitutes a property nuisance as set forth in Chapter 6.20 of the Cerritos Municipal Code, and setting forth a 7-day abatement period therein. It would be in order to waive further reading and adopt.
Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Vasan,
Yes.
Commissioner Gentalumo,
No,
Commissioner Spitzer, Vice Chair Chokshi,
Yes.
Chair Young.
Aye.
4-1, the motion passes.
Thank you. That completes the public hearings portion of the meeting. Any reports from staff?
Just a couple quick comments. One is, as you know, this is our last meeting for the Property Preservation Commission in 2024. So I just want to thank the commission for all their assistance and guidance this year, and thank staff for working so diligently to help keep the city looking pristine. It takes a lot of work out there. A lot of things go on behind the scenes that the citizens may not be aware of, but staff works very hard. In January, we'll have the stats for you. I know you like to hear those about how many cases we've actually had. It's in the thousands, and we'll be presenting that to you in January. Other than that, just want to wish you a happy holiday since we won't be meeting until next year.
Happy holidays to everyone.
Happy holidays.
happy holidays for everyone.
Same for me.
Yep. Have a happy, safe Thanksgiving and holidays, and see you next year. Thank you.
And thank you for the bedtime book. Storybook.
Thank you, everyone. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.